What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel, this time with a video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be continuing my The Art of series, and we're going to be focusing on a new character that Global Opera Omnia is going to get, which is going to be LLYUD, I hope I said that correctly, from Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings. His Japanese name on the Final Fantasy Wikia is Ryudo. I don't know why they couldn't just have left it to Ryudo instead of LLYUD, but anyways, The Art of Llyud. Remember guys, I don't go over nitty-gritty data anymore in depth, so if you guys want to look for in-depth videos, be sure to check out the content creators that I linked down below in the video description as well as the pinned comments. And don't forget to check out all of your resources such as Dissidia Compendium, the DB, Dissidia Info, Tonberry Troop, all that good stuff if you're looking for some information to read on Dissidia Opera Omnia. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into The Art of Llyud. Now to begin this, I know Noel's turn is up, and there's a reason why I have Noel with Llyud. Let's go ahead and use the Ami call just to get enemies' turns pushed back as far as possible. And then we're gonna go ahead and actually, you know what? This will be perfect to do this. So let's do this. I know I should be going into his LD with Noel, but for the purposes of the video, we're gonna do it this way. All right, EX. And then we'll get right into the new character. All right, so LLYUD. What does he do? Well, first of all, he deals range damage. His main function is he is support. He provides some really fantastic auras to his allies, and he also heals HP. He also batteries. Some of his skills have that Dark Knight mechanic where it drains his health, but he offsets that because he also heals. So pretty straightforward character. And then his EX is going to be like his LD and his EX are a shining point actually. And when we actually get into those, I'll go ahead and talk about that. As you could see, he starts off with his EX being able to cast that right away, and then he starts off with 3 buffs. And let's go ahead and talk about the buffs a little bit. The first one that you see right there with 6 turns, that is coming from his skill 2. It's pretty simple. He gives himself attack up and max brave up, and his own HP attacks will be healing HP. The second buff that you see right there for 7 turns is his LD buff. This gives him last stand, so anytime his HP is 50% or greater and he takes a fatal blow, he will not get KO'd, and instead his health is going to be left at 1. And then the LD buff to the party will be giving them an aura for Stolen Brave Overflow, Gain Brave Overflow, Brave Damage Up, and HP Damage Up. And then the last buff that you see right there, that is at 2 stacks for 6 turns, that comes from his EX. So this stacks up to 5 stacks. The stacks build after he uses his EX, and the effects that you benefit from increase per stack. This gives LLYUD himself attack up, Stolen Brave Overflow, and HP Damage Up, and then his allies, excluding him, will be receiving attack up, Stolen Brave Overflow, HP Damage Up, and HP Regen. And then when his allies' HP are 50% or greater, they're also going to be getting Brave Damage Up. So as you can see, he provides a lot of auras, which is really, really cool. Now we're going to go ahead and get into his skills here. This is his skill 1. It is a single target attack. This will be draining his HP. It has 3 HP attacks with 6 Brave hits before each HP attack. This will be refunding his own Brave after each HP attack except the last one, and will be granting Brave to his allies after the last HP attack. His skill 2 right over here, this is 100% AoE damage. It's going to be healing his own HP. It has 1 AoE HP attack with 8 Brave hits before the HP attack, and it also grants his skill 2 buff. Now his C65, which is right over here, this heals the party's HP and also increases their attack up and their Brave damage cap up. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the EX here, which as you can see, he has access to it right away. So this is a single target attack with splash damage. There are 3 HP attacks with 6 Brave hits before each HP attack. This will be healing his allies, and any excess heals are going to be converted to Brave. This grants him a free usage to either his skill 1, skill 2, or C65 on his next turn. And here's the cool part, it refills his allies' EX gauge to max, which is outstanding and really, really strong. And then it also grants him another stack of his EX buff. Finally, his LD, which is right over here, deals split AoE damage. It drains his HP, and it also heals his allies' Brave based on that self HP drain. It has 3 HP attacks with 6 Brave hits before each HP attack. It also refunds his own Brave after each HP attack except the last one, and and it grants him his LD buff. So after we've gone all over that, let's go ahead and go into how you generally want to try to use his skills, so then that way you're maximizing what he does. So the selling point is going to be that awesome EX, because it refills the EX gauge for his allies after he uses it. And the reason why I have Null there is because Null has a really powerful EX skill at C90. So if you want to EX spam with like Null, LLYUD is a great character to run alongside him. Now I don't want these guys taking turns, so we're gonna just go ahead and call up Cypher here. Cypher and Omnia are like my favorite calls to use for these character demonstrations. So then that way these bosses can act as a punching bag. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and use his EX here. Here we go. And then watch Null's EX gauge. See, it refills right there. Now remember, we get a free skill usage. So what I generally like to do is activate his C65 for free. That way the party's attack increases, and we also increase the party's brave damage cap. So that's going to be helpful there. And then afterwards, honestly, it really depends on what you want to do with this character. I personally like going into LD, and the reason why I go into LD, watch this. So we're going to go right into LD. We're going to refresh his LD buff. He gives that massive Brave Battery, and then look what happens. He instantly recharges his EX after using LD. So if you're running him with Null, you could pretty much like, you know, recharge Null's EX, use his LD to recharge his own EX, and after Null uses his EX, you're going to recharge it again with LLYUD. So that's a ton of damage that you could rack up there just with this pairing alone. And there's other characters that you could run him with later on, such as like Strago, who you could essentially kind of do the same thing, abusing their extremely powerful EX post C90. All right, so with Null, we're just going to go ahead and use his EX. And then we're going to wrap things up here regarding LLYUD. So you're probably wondering, all right, well, what do I do now? I just used his EX, or his LD, I mean, shouldn't I just go into EX? Yeah, you could, but you're probably wondering too, what are the other two skills for? Well, honestly, his skill one is there it's like his main damage, I would call it, outside of his LD and his EX. But remember, you're not bringing LLYUD for damage. He's there for aura and support and healing and all that good stuff. But if you want to press that just to be able to do some damage, it's there for you. And then his skill 2, I would use it either to heal himself, and also if his skill 2 buff is running out by chance, then that's when you would press that. But honestly, I would just go right into EX again. That way we get another usage of your other character's EX, and you could just take advantage of it right there. So he's very simple to use in my opinion. So some notes that you guys want to remember: LLYUD is a support unit who deals range damage. He's not a damage dealer, so don't go judging him because he doesn't have a lot of damage behind him. He's there to support your party with his fantastic auras and his versatile kit with battery and healing. I also think this character is very flexible and can be slotted into nearly any party composition because his buffs are only applied to himself, so you don't have to worry about, you know, running him with another buffer and then they're going to conflict each other. His own buffs are to himself, and remember, they have powerful party auras to his allies and to himself. And then units that I would also recommend using alongside him are maybe units that have HP overflow, because it could help with his self HP drain. While he can't heal himself, it'd be nice to keep his HP topped off in case you happen to, I don't know, make a mistake during a run and you're about to eat a really powerful AoE attack. So that's one way that you could kind of offset for that. And then, like I mentioned earlier, you can run him with characters that have extremely powerful EX abilities, such as Null, and then later on Strago are two characters that I know who can definitely benefit by having LLYUD from their party. But all in all, he's a really good character, fantastic support, great auras, and the ability to be able to charge his allies EX to max, and also his own with his LD makes him a really, really strong unit in my opinion. All right, guys, well, this is going to go ahead and conclude the Art of Llyud. I just have a hard time saying it. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. Thank you guys again for watching. Hopefully this video helps you guys out for the debut of this character in Global Opera Omnia. This is 40 the Broadway Saiyan signing out. Mahal, everyone.